every link.
Hello. We were going to go home today, but I knew there was a demonstration going on of Iranians outside Downing Street, and I thought I've just got to stay and show my support. So I went down there today. The only problem is that I didn't come equipped for such things. I have a camera, which unfortunately I left back home because it needed a spare part, and I thought, well, I don't need it anyway, so I'll just leave it there. With the result that the only recording device that I had on me was my mobile phone, which tends to run out of juice rather quickly. So I was worried about that. And my son gave me a really old little video recorder that he said a friend had abandoned here a couple of years ago. And he didn't know if it worked, but I could try it anyway. So we charged up the battery and put an SD card in there, and I just hoped for the best. So I went down to Downing Street to attend the demonstration. It turns out that the video recorder wasn't recording sound, so you won't get any sound behind that bit of the video. You will also see that it looks more like a series of stills than a video recording. I don't know how to fix that. I tried changing the frame rate and all the rest of it. Nothing worked. So sorry about that. It looks like Charlie Chaplin did the videoing. Now, before the monarchists came on to hold their demonstration, I got there earlier, and there were a whole load of what appeared to me to be communists, Iranians again, and they were holding up signs saying, no mullahs, no Shah. They were the guys that got Iran into the situation it's in now to start with. I don't know how people can actually not learn so well, especially the Iranians, who are very sophisticated and intelligent people. But anyway, yeah, there they were. It was a fair-sized demo, but not huge. And I took that, I videoed them with my mobile phone. So that's reasonable. And I'm playing it now behind myself without the music. They were playing a lot of music as well. But later on, well, you'll see the sort of videos that old Canon handheld produced. I did my best. But what impressed me about the monarchists' demonstration, was the size. I didn't stay very long because by that time it was starting to rain. And as you know, I've had a cold. I didn't want to challenge my immune system any more than it had already been challenged. So I just took a few shots of the crowd that was there when I was there, and then I started walking back towards Victoria Station. Now, as I was walking towards Trafalgar Square, hundreds more people were turning up. After that crowd must have been enormous, and that was nice. It gave me a very pleasant feeling to see all those people attending. There's, obviously a lot of enthusiasm. But here comes the caveat. In a previous video, I mentioned that the Shah, Mohammad Reza, had got very oppressive before he was booted out by this devil's stew of leftists and religious fanatics. He was very ill and he made a lot of bad decisions. But it's sort of interesting because a lot of the bad decisions he made were alienating the middle classes more than anything else. And it's funny because that's what's happened now. It's the middle classes, the shop owners, who started this whole business, isn't it? They got really, they couldn't make a living anymore out of things like this because the prices were just going up, not from week to week, not from day to day, but from hour to hour. because of the bad administration of the Iranian regime. So it's in a way like history repeating itself. I just hope they don't repeat the same mistakes. You see, women forced to wear certain sorts of clothing have been demonstrating ever since the regime started compelling them to wear the hijab. And there have been very strong demonstrations, but nothing as potentially game-changing as this, because the shop owners, the middle classes, weren't as one with them. Now they are. And that's more or less what happened during the final days of the Shah's reign. The runaway brutality of his regime, which was trying to control the communists and the religious fanatics, was also having an effect on the middle classes. And it was a lot of people in the middle classes were therefore allowing themselves to be swept along by this idea of getting rid of him. And that's a problem that if the Crown Prince does become the leader, the focus of a new Iranian government, he's going to have that problem as well. In retrospect, I think people are going to see the overthrow of the mullahs as the easy part of the whole business. Because squaring the circle, those communists that I saw that I saw earlier on in the afternoon, and then the monarchists that I saw later, they're just there's going to be a problem squaring them up, and then that's not counting all the other factions that are in the huge and increasingly radicalized land of Iran. So I'm glad I went to the demo, and I'm glad I saw all those people, and I'm glad I saw the two different groups. It's given me a far deeper idea of the problems that Iran is going to face one way or the other. All right, till next time, you can help my channel by subscribing and clicking the notification bell. That's quite important. And by sharing if you're so inclined. Links to my other channels and to donation methods are in the description. But the best way you can help is simply by clicking like and notify. Thank you.